we both have the first name Sarah, which is the first thing that brought us together. Sarah with an H, by the way, as well.
We became Sarah Squared.
We make films all throughout the 4 years, but this is kind of the big one, the one that we spend the most time on, the most money on. We work all year on it.
Our film Margoland is about this sassy, hard-edged old lady who's trying desperately hard to escape her old folks' home so she can get her late wife's ashes to the Big Nickel in Sudbury in time to celebrate their anniversary.
Sarah and I decided to work together mainly because up until now, I had produced projects that I had never written, and I really wanted to dive into something that was creatively fulfilling for me to produce and really felt like my own project. So when she came to me with the idea for Margoland, I fell in love with it instantly. I think it was really important for us that it was sort of a professional set, because even though it is a student film, we're graduating in a few months, and we want to make sure that we're as ready and as most professional as we can be when we kind of step out into the world and graduate. So I think it was important for us to kind of use this as a test run, especially in a producer position and her as a director as well. Casting process was difficult because it's really hard to find a 65 to 80-year-old woman to play this character. Margot is a fairly lively character, and she has kind of a love for life, but also she's a little bit nasty.
First of all, don't see a lot of female leads, as well as you don't see a lot of female leads in that age range. So a lot of them, when they came across our script, were very eager and willing to help us out with it.
I think, but also as much as it is important to see diversity in front of the screen, it's also really important to see it behind the screen too, because that's how you get those diverse stories, is you have women in writers' rooms and you have female producers that are pushing these projects forward. So
yeah, and it was something that we discussed like very early on in the writing process, was that we knew it was a female lead, we knew that she was elderly, and we discussed very on getting diversity and a person of color for one of the leads. So it was always on our mind, and we always knew we were going to do it.
In terms of being a woman in the film industry, I think what's most important is, especially with women and women of color, is like women helping other women. So being able to empower women, lift them up, but also like bring them along in the industry, so we're not just the exception.
Seeing us women as equals, and that we are fully capable of directing and producing, and females make amazing work, and I think it's just the changing attitudes of our time that need to just quicken a little more.
Margoland was one of the most amazing, heartbreaking,
it was
hardest experiences of my life, but I wouldn't trade a second of it, because it was like the craziest experience, but it was the best experience. And you always learn, and you always take something from every single project that you do. And especially for Sarah and I, it was really personal to us because we co-wrote it, and then we also produced it and then directed it. So
yeah, I think it was like an amazing adventure. Like it was a roller coaster. I think we learned a lot about ourselves and what we're both capable of doing. I think we both really pushed ourselves with this film. And we arrived on set every day just really happy to be there, working with who we were working with, and seeing everybody working really hard to help us make this film.
It was a lot of fun though. It was a lot of fun being on set. It was like one of the best experiences I've ever had.
Yeah.
And it was really exciting.